Facebook, YouTube, what's going on? I know it's been a while since I did a last an update on the what's going on in my studio. I think it's probably been about 2 years, 2.5 years since I've done anything. So I think today I'm going to show you what I've changed. I actually just did a major, a big gear upgrade recently. So let's show you what we've done. So I actually flipped the room around because if you remember on the last video, my my desk and everything was all over here, and my amps were on the wall here. The drum set hasn't moved though. My brother's Star Classics with the mics all the way around, overheads up top. My man Rock Lobster. Alright. 10, 12, 14, and 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16 for you drum heads. Pretty dope kit if you ask me. Okay. Sounds pretty good. Timbalitos here. So, now, we'll go over to Amp World. This is where my couch used to be. Ibanez SR 505 bass. Same Road King, the same Mark II-C Plus, and my new little guy, the Micro Terror from Orange. Great bedroom amp, but it's loud. It sounds pretty good. That's my newest Les Paul of the four. That's my signature. I'll call my signature series, I guess. Ripped all the electronics, everything out of the guitar, put all my own stuff in that I bought third party. I'll do another video about that later. And that is the Godin LG XT. Now, coming over to the new world. So as you can see, and I'll come around, let this focus. Some of it's pretty much the same, but there has been changes. Let me get this light on down here. There we go. And we'll start talking. Okay, so the keyboard, the SL 1100 from Studio Logic, still here. PSR 320 from Yamaha, old school, still here. The newest edition, actually got this 2 weeks ago from my local music store. Thank you, Nicole. This is my Midas Venice F32 that I'm using for recording. I used to have a Mackie Onyx 1640, but it just got too small, and it was too limited feature-wise, so I decided to upgrade a bit. And actually, consoles this size, believe it or not, were getting really, really pricey. I was looking at a Toft. I was looking at an Allen Heath GSR, and those consoles were upwards between 7 and 10 grand for what I wanted. This had all the features in it, and I paid a third of that, so I did pretty damn well. Can't complain. This board is a 32 by 4 bus console. It's got 24 mono channels. The green fade is a stereo, so there's actually 8 between left and right on the 4 stereo channels. 4 buses. A discrete mono bus and a discrete stereo bus, and it's got all the EQs, all the routing you can ever want. XL3 EQs from the Heritage series, I think it was. 6 aux sends. Actually, the one thing that this board has that no other board in this class has, it has a fully parametric EQ, and you have down here, if you could see, this is frequency sweeps, and that's the amount of gain. A lot of EQs follow this type of thing where they have a fixed 75 Hz, 300, 3K, and 12K, or whatever it may be, but it's fixed, and you can only adjust the gain. Over here, you can actually adjust what frequency you want to do, along with the gain. You can do that on the mids. And here you can actually adjust the Q, which is pretty badass if you ask me. Switchable insert points if you like. Firewire direct out if you want to go pre or post EQ. and then it has firewire returns on every single channel, which is pretty sick. So you got 60 dB of gain on all 32 channels. The cool thing about the stereo channels actually is you have left and right gain stages for each channel, and then you have uniform line in, so that's pretty hot. And I have 2 channels of matrix because this is actually a live board as well, but I don't use the matrix, but it's pretty cool if I need more outs. So oh yeah, and then you have your groupings. You could shoot anything to the stereo or the mono, panning. And actually the first 2 monitor sends, you can flip them pre or post EQ with the flip of a switch. You can turn the EQs on each channel, shut them off, whatever you want. So, okay, to computer land. Nothing's really changed here except for the nice background I have. I removed actually the keyboard tray, and I put the keyboard up on top, mouse over here, Mackie big knob for my 2 speakers. These are Mackie HR824s, and these are Yamaha HS50s, I think the model number is. I added a second patch bay. This patch bay actually I got from a website, I think it was niceracks.com, and they make everything out of wood. It's a nice match and a pretty good fit in for where I have. So this top patch bay here is strictly for mixer function. Actually, the first 24 are all insert points for the first 24 channels. The bottom section is like outs in different areas, you know, aux sends, direct outs, bus outs, all that other stuff. The second patch bay, if I can get in here, this black one, is all my rack stuff, which we'll go through in a minute, ins and outs for some of the rack stuff. I have a lot of space left over, but it's good for expansion. And then tucked away behind all these wires here is my headphone mixer, 4-channel headphone mixer. The Mackie controls, they're still here. I added this third one, but you guys know the deal. They're flying faders, so they all go back to where they were. You can kick some of these up, play with it a little bit, right? There you go. Okay. This rack, this is one of my favorite pieces of gear. This is my AxeFX 2. I'm running 10.0 software. I know 10.05 came out, but I didn't get a chance to upgrade yet. Power conditioner at the top. This is the same Roland XV5050 and Digitech Quad Studio from the first video I did. I'm coming down to this bottom rack here. The only thing I added down here was the Avalon. It's my 737 SP. I'll turn it on. I usually keep it off, obviously, because I don't want to burn out the tubes. But that's a real kick-ass piece of gear. Awesome on vocals. Awesome. I've actually used it for a lot. I use it for a lot of stuff. Bass. Used it for guitars, for DI. It's real nice. The 2-channel blue tube and the 166 XL compressor, gate expander, limiter, that whole good stuff. So, actually, believe it or not, by flipping the room this way, if you want to get into sound, I actually get much better translations when sound coming out of the monitor. You really get a good feel for how the stuff is going to sound when you play it in your car. And I have no foam on the wall. I probably should put some up, but it's all good. So now I'm going to take you over here. This is my little man-made vocal booth. I made this entire room for about $400 between the foam that's up the mic stand that's bolted off the wall, and the two, I don't know if you can see them because of the light, the two little $12 LED lights that are at the top. Some of you sound people may be going, well, why the hell didn't he just do the ceiling, the rest of the wall, and the bottom? Why'd you only do the two pieces on the door, and why did you go one piece above? Well, the reason for that is this room is really, really small. It's a 2x2 closet, and I was actually bought enough foam to put down here and all across the bottom, but the room started to sound really, really boxy. So I decided to take them out, because if you have too much, then it just, I don't know, everything sounds crappy on the interior of the room. This, I still have a nice open, I don't have too much. I think I have just the right amount of foam on the wall. Behind here, let's see if we can see this, is my another pride and joy. This is my, get some light over here. This is my AKG C414 that I use for vocals. I actually use this for acoustic guitars too. Amazing mic. I wish I could afford more of them, because I'd have an entire fleet of these if I could. I'll put that back. Windscreen. And, oh yeah, another cool little thing I did. Down here, for when we were recording vocals, I had these jacks made from redco.com, I believe is the website. And they make custom plated jacks. So I have the Neutrik connectors with the gold on the inside, XLR and TRS for a microphone. And this cable here, this mic cable, I actually made myself. I bought the cable. This is a Mogami Platinum cable. It's the 2542 or 34. I can't remember which one it is. I bought it from them. Bought the ends, soldered everything together. Blase. Plug this back in. There we go. So that helps, so you don't have to run any cable around. Here is my guitar mic. That's my Sennheiser 421. And that is it. That's where we are 2 years later. And I'm actually highly considering opening this studio for business, because I have way too much stuff. So if you guys are interested, you hip-hoppers, rock guys, inbox me, and we'll chit-chat if you're in the Staten Island area. Alright? Rock on, kids. Talk to you soon.